Hey everybody, today we are cooking Nandos spicy rice with chicken. Enjoy! For this recipe, you will need 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin, salt. Salt will depend on what your taste is, how much salt you like. And we have about 1.5 teaspoons of ground black pepper. Also, I have 3 chicken breasts cubed, and also it depends on how big you'd like to cut them and how long you can take to cook your chicken, whether you cook in gas or electric stove. I have half an onion that's been sliced, not too thinly, but chopped up nicely. I have about 3 cups of rice boiled. Now it's yellow because when it was boiling I used turmeric powder to give it the yellow color. I think it makes it look so much more prettier. I've got about 2 cups of pre-boiled sweet corn. And I've got 2 bell peppers. You can see underneath there's like an orange one. There's an orange one at the bottom. I've got an orange and I've got a red. So it gives it a lot of different colors and it looks really pretty. And of course our Nandos sauce. And for this recipe you can choose whichever one you like. But this one tends to be the one closest to the actual recipe, and I like the medium peri-peri sauce. And measurement for this, we are using, let's see, I didn't even check this. We are using the one that is 4.7 ounces or 132 grams. And of course it's imported in South Africa, so whichever one is closest to that, you guys can use that. Or also depending on how much of sauce you really would like to use. I also have 4 blocks of butter, which is roughly about 2 tablespoons, and I've used vegetable oil lightly covering the bottom. Now the next step I'm going to show you is how to marinate the chicken with the sauce and the spices. Okay, next up what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my pepper, cumin, and salt, and then I'm going to put in the entire bottle of the sauce. Just spread it around. And what you can do is also just leave your bottle upside down for a little bit so all the rest of the sauce in the bottle drains out. You could even put a little bit of water inside and swivel it about and get the rest of the sauce out. I would suggest you doing that actually. And then this is going to be a little bit weird for some people, but it's really fun. And you're just going to mix this up with your hands. You can actually use a spoon, but I think this is better because you're actually getting to rub the sauce into the chicken as well. It helps. Now, what you can do is, and I would suggest this, is you can leave this to marinate for an hour or 2 in the fridge, and that would actually have the flavor soak in better. It'll intensify the flavor. But I'm not going to be doing that today because I am filming this right now and I'd like to cook it now. But I would suggest you guys leave it to soak for a bit. So yeah. Next up we're going to put the oil and the butter to heat. And we're just going to swivel this around till it melts a bit. Get that bit of butter off the spoon. He's like, don't melt me. Okay, once it starts getting a bit hot, what you're going to do is you're going to put in your onions. You're going to put them in and then you're going to stir them about. And let this fry in here for a little bit till the onions are a little bit soft but not completely brown. Okay, now that this has been frying a little bit of time and it's a little soft now, we're going to put in our peppers. Look at all the colors. I love the colors. That's my favorite thing in terms of how this is all going to look at the end. And we are going to leave this to cook now for a little bit of time until the peppers are cooked about 80% of the way or 3/4 of the way till it's a little softer. And then we're going to put our corn in afterwards. Okay, the bell peppers have been cooking now for about 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm going to add in the sweet corn. And I'm going to let that cook for a little while until the sweet corn gets a little bit more soft, and also till the bell peppers cooked a little bit more. Stir it nicely. And also you're going to want to add some salt at some point here. I haven't done it yet, but you would like to do that because we're not going to depend on the salt in the chicken. That's not going to be enough. So add some salt to your discretion, depending on how much of salt you like. I tend to cook with very little salt, and I don't know, my taste buds are much more sensitive to salt, so I tend to use very little salt, but it's up to you really. Now comes the fun part. We are going to add our chicken, and I would be using my hand to get the rest of the sauce out, and yeah, give me a moment to do that. Okay, I've done that, and I'm just going to stir this through. You're going to want to add a little bit of water from time to time to make sure this doesn't dry out, and this is going to cook until your chicken's, well, fully cooked. But yeah, don't forget to add water from time to time, just so that this doesn't dry out, but not too much, just so that it's not touching or sticking to the pot. Okay, our chicken has been cooking for a while now, and it's fully cooked. Now, as you can see, it's not completely dry. You gotta leave just a little bit of, juices and gravy cooking there. Now we're going to add in our rice, but we're going to do it a little by little so that we can stir in the rice. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So you're just going to sprinkle it about. Just a little bit. And then you're going to stir it in. And just let it gradually cook a little bit, because as you remember, our rice was not allowed to cook fully. So it's going to cook. And keep adding water. I'm going to add the rest of my rice. Keep adding a little bit of water at a time so it does not dry out. And let your rice cook until it's fully cooked, but not till it's mushy. And yeah, so I'm going to go do the rest of the rice, and I will be back. Now I've added all my rice and I've stirred it, and you can see that there's still some of the gravy. I've added a little bit of water. And you're going to keep stirring and letting this cook, adding a little bit water if you need to, until the rice is fully cooked but not mushy. So let it have that firm shape that it has. And I will show you what this looks like at the end. And here's the final product, which I'm going to eat now and enjoy myself. So if you guys do this recipe, if you cook this, please leave a video response or leave your comments below and let me know how it came out. I would really love to hear from you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye bye.